What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome to episode 58 of The Rise to Glory, here with Gibraltar Apex, and today I'm hoping to restore some dignity here against PSG. They thumped us last time we met. I want some revenge. Since the last episode, we've played one Champions League game as well as a few league games. We'll cover the Champions League game first. And actually, it was a draw. We got something. It was a draw, and I was kind of a little bit annoyed I didn't live com this game. We drew 2-2 at home against West Ham. Not really a result I was expecting. Mark Stewart, the Scottish record transfer, making a big difference in this game. Really did play well for us. He's got 7 goals in 6 league games, but it was 2 continental goals he got here against West Ham, which put us in good stead. Unfortunately, the 85th minute was where our hard work came undone, and actually West Ham, as you can see, scored a goal, made it 2-2, and, well, I'll tell you now, the secret to our success here was playing the 4-4-2 attack instead of the counter-attacking system. We went for it, and it almost worked. Unfortunately, at the end, Bertrand Traoré making a difference. To be honest, it probably falls on me as well because I didn't make any subs and I probably should have. We did have a few players struggling and, well, we conceded late on with perhaps some tiring legs, so I take full responsibility. Other than that result, there has been some league games. I'm going to blast through these real quick. We won against College Europa 4-1. I mean, I still remain adamant College Europa are our bogey team because we conceded a goal against them. The dream of the perfect season in terms of no goals conceded in the league dies for another year. So yeah, 4-1 there, 4 different goal scorers as well. The next game we had was against Glasses United. We won 6-0. Paul Smith getting a hat-trick and Sean Jackson. Sean Jackson slowly coming back to match fitness. We are going to be, I think, gambling with him a little bit today. It's worth noting that he's not match sharp, but at least his condition's back. He's had a few injuries, but he did get a hat-trick in that game there that was really pleasing. Paul Smith as well, the young Australian. Great performance by him. He is loving his time at the club. I'm really, really excited by this guy. I think he's going to be an absolutely insane winger for us. I'm going to be honest with you. His form's good, consistent performer. If we just look at his potential, obviously it's an excellent rate for the first team. Apparently he's playing close to his full potential. I hope that's not the case. We've got a few players who I'm worried are peaking at a young age. I guess time will tell. I mean, my assistant isn't that great, but he has tipped a few players to be absolute wonder kids and they've let me down through the years. So who knows? So there's that transfer there. I will just talk about the transfer of Barr. When I said transfer, I meant the fact that Smith's playing well since joining us. Mohamed Barr, I talked about him at the end of last episode, talked about the fact I wanted to get him. I'm offering him another trial. He keeps wanting to talk to me now for a contract, which is fantastic. He only wants £8,000 a week now. Issue is, he wants a £500 release clause in his contract, and if I leave that in the contract, we're going to have a Malloy point kind of 2, I guess, because Malloy, our young kind of South African centre-back here, he has a £500 release clause. I'm trying to get him to sign a new deal, but he doesn't want to talk to me. And there's a very long list of clubs who can definitely afford a £500 release clause, waiting to perhaps snap him up at the start of January. So we might be saying goodbye to Lorato, which would be a shame because the South African's been absolutely insane for us. I'm still hoping and praying we can get him that new contract deal, but for now, could be a player leaving us on a free, or, well, essentially a free £500 come January. Anyway, we'll blast through the rest of these results. A 1-0 win against Lincoln Red Imps. Very underwhelming performance. Just the 1 goal the difference. It was Paul Smith, the Australian winger, with the goal. The next game, 4-0 win against Lynx in the Senior Cup. Good performance. Mark Stewart getting a goal, but did pick up a stubbed toe. I don't think he's fit for today's game as a result of that. Nicholas Mohammed getting a goal as well as Kuka with a brace. And then last but not least, we actually played Lynx for a second time in 3 days. This time winning 7-0. Kuka grabbing 4, Paul Smith grabbing a brace, Peachman grabbing a goal as well. A player who, well, he doesn't play that much these days, does he? But when he plays quite well, to be honest. I've not talked about the club legends and stuff in a while, so I'm going to do that now. We're going to slot it in a really weird episode where I have no doubt people are going to miss it, and I'm going to have comments on the next 5 videos for people asking to see this stuff. You can see that we have no rivals yet. I'm still hoping we'll get a dynamic rivalry eventually. But in terms of legends, we've got Lee Robson, Peachman, and myself. Icons, Ben Connolly, Tristan Sargent, Anthony Hernandez, and Gary. Hernandez, I believe, is still a free agent. He is since we released him. A little bit worried he might retire, unfortunately. And then, of course, in the favourite personnel, we have George Putnam, who we let go to Swindon Town for 400k. We also have Wanma, who we sold to Real Zaragoza for 350k. He's been okay for them so far, 4 goals in 9. We also have Kuka and, of course, Lorenko the second there. Is there anything else I want to show? I'll quickly show the youth facilities. We now have superb youth facilities. They were previously, I believe, adequate, which is good. We also have excellent junior coaching, and that comes as a result of us improving our youth facilities, which went through actually just 2 weeks ago. So that was really good progress there. In terms of other board requests, just so you can see, I could request the training facilities and youth facilities to be upgraded again. Don't think it's entirely necessary at the moment. Of course, our scouting range is now global, which is good. Yeah, I've pretty much got all the requests I'd like, really. I wouldn't mind a slightly larger transfer budget to maybe make something happen in January. Of course, we have got our scouts out and about. I don't think they've really found anyone from their assignments just yet, which is a little bit of a shame. But no, we have players scouted. You know, I'm keeping an eye out on players. There might be some movements. There might be some transfers that happen here. You know, we'll kind of see how we get on, I guess, with all these various players we are checking out at the moment. But we won't really know anything for certain until, well, January at the earliest. But yeah, a few players here who, you know, we're keeping tabs on. We'll see how they kind of end up going. And yeah, just to make you guys aware of that. Anyway, I don't feel like I finished doing the results. Actually, no, I did. The last result was that 7-0 win. Paul Smith, I already showed him once. I just want to look at his stats. 8 goals and 2 assists in 7 games, but also 4 goals and 8 assists in Europe. And actually, speaking of Europe, we've been smashing records in Europe. Unfortunately for us, they're not the Champions League records you really want to have. Let's have a look at the records here. Lowest attendance, Gibraltar Apex v AC Milan, yes. We sold out our stadium and it was still the lowest ever attendance in the group stage of the competition. We also hold another record, and that's for most goals conceded in a campaign. Worryingly, we still have 2 games left to even better that record, but so far we've conceded 27. I partially want to blame that on the fact that we conceded so many qualifying for the competition, including 6 against Zagreb, 4 against Tel Aviv. But in truth, the thumpings of PSG beating us, AC Milan scoring 5, West Ham scoring 3 and West Ham scoring 2. They've not really worked in our favour, unfortunately, there, but we do go down into the history books, perhaps not for the right reasons, but for reasons which people will remember. But yeah, that's kind of what's been going on at the club. Not a ton of stuff happening, as you guys know. This will possibly be the last live com we do in terms of Champions League. We still have AC Milan to play. I've not live commed a game against them this year, but we did live com when we played them in Europe. Looking at how the league table is looking, I believe the rules for sorting is head-to-head and then goal difference. What is the sorting rule? Why can I not see it? Because I'm not looking at the group stage. That's why I can't see the rules. Where are we? League sorting. So it's results between teams. Now, unfortunately for us, we did lose against AC Milan 3-5. So if we want to finish in the Europa League spots, we probably need a point today against PSG and then to beat AC Milan by 3 or more goals and assume they don't beat West Ham today. It's all really up in the air. We're just going to try and do what we can. In terms of the team for today's game, I'm going to stick with the 4-4-2 attacking. As I mentioned, it kind of served us well when we took on West Ham at home, and I kind of want to try it again here. In terms of the team, Romero in goal. Left back, we do have Gilbert playing. That is due to the fact that the only Jay Marriott is injured, and actually we've got a few injuries. Marriott's out for 4 to 5 weeks. Alessio, the talented kind of Gibraltarian, is out for 5 to 6 weeks. Worth noting, I don't know why I'm mentioning this now, we didn't have any good regens last year, so that's why I've not talked about them. I love the fact I'm now telling you this in mid-November and the next regen day is less than 3 months away, but I feel like I should say it. Just Assume from now on, if I don't talk about regen day and regens coming in, it was a shit regen window, which for the most part it probably is going to be. Obviously, we've had a few talented players like Felix and Gary come through, but that's 2 players in 8 years. It's not the craziest kind of production rate. Anyway, our defence here, Gilbert at left back, Evans at right back, Malloy and Medina in the centre-back positions, fairly standard there. Looking higher up, we're going with Smith and Lourenco out in the wings. Right now, Bouchard is playing as advanced playmaker with Gary on defend. I think I'm going to change this. I think I'm going to bring in Kundai Beniou to play centre mid alongside Bouchard. And I'll tell you now, Bouchard is improving. This guy, 18 years old, I was looking at something. I'm going to try and... I think it was his concentration stat. It was. His concentration increased by 0.8 last month. Like, that's crazy. I mean, this guy, I mean, he didn't improve in a lot else. Actually, I say that, his positioning's gone up by 0.8 as well over 2 months. Like, he's improving. He hasn't played that much football at a high level. And, you know, playing in the Champions League, playing regularly for us, he's thriving under it. And, well, The guy's only 18. He looks like he could be a very good player for us. Unfortunately, consistency is a weakness in his game, but he's going to be playing centre attacking mid alongside Benyu for us. And then up front, we go with Kuka and Sean Jackson. Unfortunately for us, a record transfer, Mark Stewart. He stubbed his toe. He's a walking injury, this lad. I'm hoping eventually he's going to have a run of fitness, but until that day, you know, I'm going to refer to him as the walking injury machine. You can see right now, since we officially signed him, he got a sports hernia, twisted his ankle, twisted his knee, and stubbed his toe. He's like Daniel Sturridge. Dare I utter those? I don't want him to be like Daniel Sturridge. I hope he can get fit. Unfortunately for us, because of the injuries, Connolly and Stewart both on the bench, both with injuries. Although Connolly, I don't think I'm going to play him. I think I'm going to put Peachman on the bench instead. So anyway, this is the team we're going to go with. We want to get some revenge here against PSG. We drew against West Ham, so impossible is nothing. Of course, this is going to be a pretty terrifying game if we're being honest. PSG, they're pretty bloody good. They've got Royer up front again. I'm still having nightmares. I mean, he scored 6 against us last time. It can't be worse than that, I hope. They've got Malcolm still out on the left. It's the same team, actually. This guy's new. Gandolfi, he's a very good Argentine region. Excellent. Well, that's probably better than who they had there before, who I believe was William Carvalho. They've also got Mario Fernandes, the Brazilian at right back. I mean, they've got a ridiculously good team, PSG, in this save. Not that that's entirely surprising, but wow, even so. We're just going to see what we can do here. If we don't lose 7-0, I mean, that's an achievement. Last game, we did draw the second half. We drew it 1-1. So we can do that again today. Granted, that was perhaps a little bit of PSG being slightly merciful on us. I mean, they did score quite a lot, didn't they, really? Anyway, highlights are set up properly. I'm checking that now because I have been turning off the 3D highlights when we get to big games, and last game against Lynx, we did win 7-0. Danny Evans struggling for condition. I don't think he was struggling at the start. If he was, I missed it. I hold my hands up now and apologise. Fullbacks, I think in FM this year, fullbacks seem to get tired quite quickly. Don't know if that's just me, maybe. Maybe it is. Maybe it's a placebo and I only really notice it because I want to notice it. Let me know if you've noticed that. Anyway, they're on the attack here. Coman, Malcolm scores. Well, at least it wasn't Royer or whatever the guy's name. The guy who likes to score against us. That is what I'm going to refer to him as. I mean, he's pretty good, that guy. I mean, looking at it here, the ball to Coman out on the right, and then he crosses it in. And it's just Malcolm at the back post. He has the tap in. I feel sorry for Romero in goal. He kind of bends down half-arsely to try and make a save. It's like he wanted to look like he tried. Anyway, we have a set piece. Whipped in Lorenko. Jackson! We've scored! It's 1-1! We're going to win! Well, we're probably not going to win. But we've scored again. I mean, if there's one compliment you can give to our team, it's that we know how to score. We scored 3 against AC Milan. We scored 2 against West Ham in the draw. We even scored against PSG away from home. Got another one here. Jackson with the goal. Slightly against the run of play, I think it's fair to say. But we've made the most of that set piece that's come our way. And we're 20 minutes gone. I mean, it's better than it was before, I guess you could argue. We're on the attack again here. Bouchard, okay, he's been tackled. Now reality is about to slap me in my face. I can see the hand swinging towards me. It's swinging. It slapped me on the cheek. It hurts. And we come crashing back down to reality. Gandalf. Is that his name? Is it Gandalf? Am I just giving him names now that aren't his names? It's Gandolfi. You're called Gandalf now. I'm sorry, Gandalf. That's your name. I don't care if it's Gandolfi. Which probably isn't how you pronounce it in Spanish, if we're honest, because he is Argentine. Wait, in Argentina, do they speak Spanish? They must do. The whole of South America except Brazil speak Spanish, I think. If you're from Argentina, I'm pretty sure you speak Spanish. If you speak Argentinian and that's a language I'm unaware of, forgive me for my naivety. They must speak Spanish. Answers on a postcard. If you're from Argentina, I expect a lovely postcard. That's what I want from you. I'm trying to think of a city now in Argentina that I can have a postcard from. And I'm going for all these different Argentine football teams, and I don't feel like any have names of places. Is San Lorenzo a place? I'm digging myself a hole here with my Argentinian viewers. Forgive me. I feel like I offend someone every other video. It's 3-1 here. Jose Maria scores. I think he's Brazilian. So he speaks Portuguese, so that's a Jose. And it's a goal. I mean, Gandolfi's been involved in it. He's heard me talking smack about Argentina, even though I've not really talked smack. They've got a goal. I mean, to be fair to Romero there, unlike a lot of the times where you see goalkeepers in this game, he actually looks like he genuinely tried there. I'm going to tell the players they've been unlucky so far. They're going to love it. Absolutely. Relaxed and motivated. It's only 3-1. Come back still on, I believe. Granted, we probably are going to need a bit of a miracle. But miracles can happen, even in the most unlikely situations. And maybe one can happen here at the Victoria Stadium. Kuka, tackled by Marquinhos. Now PSG on the attack. Royer's there. Don't let him get to the... I mean, he's missed it. Malloy just doesn't give a cahoots. He knows he's going in January for 500 quid because it's in his contract. He doesn't care. He's trying to sabotage our efforts here. I mean, we are on the attack. Kuka can't pick out a pass. I thought we were going to have a chance, but now, well, they're on the counter. Coman. Mario Fernandes whips it in. Brazilian to Brazilian link up, and it's Malcolm. And I think that's his second goal of the game. It is. His 11th of the season. I mean, he's not too bad at Malcolm out on the left. Coman involved in the build-up. He just did a back heel. I mean, I can't argue with that. And then Malcolm, back post. On the volley, I mean, that's Di Canio-esque. I mean, it's like Di Canio, but without kind of the bicycle motion in the air. So it's not like Di Canio at all. Basically, it was a normal volley jack. Lourenco, Kuka. Oh, for a second I thought we were going to beat Rulli for a second time. Unfortunately not. Saved away, although I still believe. Jackson, can you make something happen, my son? Can you do it? Where's he going? Lourenco into the middle, and it's Machado who clears it away. But 60 minutes gone. I mean, it's not 7-1 yet. I mean, that's the aim, isn't it? To not lose 7-1. If we can improve on the last game, we've improved. Unfortunately, Roy has remembered how to score against us. He's remembered, oh yeah, I'm playing that Apex team. I like scoring against them. Got himself a goal there. It's now 5-1. Do I start to panic? I don't even want to watch the highlight. Let's make some changes. Bouchard's had a mare. He's booked as well, so we'll take him off. Glenn Gilbert. He looks a little bit out of his depth, does our Glenn today. I mean, looking at his attributes here, he probably is a little bit out of his depth. He's got 12 tackling and 8 marking. He's quite slow, 10 pace, 10 acceleration. I mean, I feel sorry for him in some ways. In some ways, though, it's quite nice to have Glenn Gilbert still here at the club. He's like a piece of the furniture. Let's make a change. I'm going to bring on Mark Stewart despite his knock for Kuka, who is on... was he on a yellow? He wasn't on a yellow, but he's on a 6.1, which is awful. We'll spare him his blushes. Medina's also had a bit of a mare, so I'm actually going to make a triple change and bring in Melvin Thomas. And yeah, we're just going to go for a triple change here. We've not got much to lose. We're going to keep on the attack. See if we can do something. If we can limit them to 6, I mean, that's great. We have a chance here as well. I thought we were going to score. I thought we were going to make it 2 goals on the night. We still could. Mohamed. Tackled away. Stewart's there. Back with Mohamed. Can we make something happen? Ball to Smith. Headed away. They're going to hit us on the counter, aren't they? I mean, the fact we're being counted on by PSG is a little bit kind of humbling, I guess. The fact that they think we're worthy adversaries to the stage where they're willing to sit back a little bit and then win the ball and hit us on the break. I mean, they respect us. We've earned the respect of PSG. Unfortunately, we haven't really because they've now scored 6. I mean, if we can keep it below 7, I'm happy. Do I go on contain at this point? Is there any point in going on contain at this point? I kind of feel like there isn't, if I'm being honest. I still can't believe we drew against West Ham, considering how badly we've been beaten up by PSG. Unfortunately for us, assuming AC Milan lose, we are going to need to beat them by 2 or more goals on the last game. If they get a point against West Ham, we finish bottom of the group, and I'm not live coming the game against AC Milan because... Going to be honest, a little bit sick of teams going in dry on us this year. 6-1 here, it's going to finish. They beat us 7-1 before, so we've improved. I'm going to tell the players they were unlucky. Actually, I said don't worry, I misclicked. They still like the team talk, so I can't complain. Stewart's not had the best game there. AC Milan, they didn't actually win. I mean, we have a chance to go through to the Europa League, but being realistic, we're not going to beat AC. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. We're not beating AC Milan by 2 or more goals. Part of me wants to live comment. The other part of me thinks it's pointless. I'm gonna go with the sensible part and go with my head, I think, here, boys. And we're not gonna do the next game against AC Milan, just because I feel like it's not gonna matter too much. We're probably gonna get beaten again. We're not gonna win by 2 goals. That I'm fairly certain of. I hate to be kind of the bearer of bad news here and well, not particularly optimistic by my incredibly optimistic standards. Anyway, I don't know why I'm spamming continue here, because this is the end of the episode, guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed. If you have, smash the like button. It does help me out. If you've got any comments, leave them down below. If you've got any kind of words of consolation, words which can help me through these tough times of PSG, well, beating us 13-2 across 2 games, it would be appreciated down in the comments. And yeah, that is all from me. Thank you so much for watching, guys. It is me, Jack. Hopefully I'll see you guys for the next episode. And yeah, I will talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.